Good afternoon, guys. It is January 29th, 2024. In this video, I want to talk to you about um, just some things to consider when you're shopping for a vacuum cleaner if you have a compromised immune system. Now, this is not something I had really thought about until I had met a few people who, have had some serious health conditions, such as cancer and, all kinds of other stuff with weakened immune systems. Now, for the majority of people, most people should be fine and they shouldn't have to worry about this too extremely. Although it does help if you take the health factors into consideration as well. Um, so, but yes. Now, if you are, if you do have a very weak immune system, and these are some things to really pay attention to. First of all, I'm going to get this out of the way. If you have a compromised immune system, or if you have any member in your household who has a compromised immune system, buy a bagged vacuum cleaner. Don't even consider bagless vacuum cleaners. I'm just going to say that right now. Do not even look at them. Scratch it off. Take it off the table. That's not even in consideration. And the reason why is bagless vacuum cleaners may have good filtration, but as soon as you remove this, I don't care if you empty it outside, I don't care what you do. There's always going to be some exposure to this stuff. And the seals over time wear out and they don't seal properly, and you're exposed to stuff, and stuff could leak out of this. Even if the person who has the compromised immune system is not the one using or handling the vacuum cleaner, it is very important to get a machine that is very well filtered. Now, do these do well? Yes, but over time, they are going to leak more, they are going to have more problems. And let's face it, if you have an immune compromised person in your household, you should not be taking the risk of them being exposed to stuff that can absolutely make them sick. And so, and I know that bagless vacuum cleaners have dominated the majority of the vacuum cleaner market, and I understand that. But there are still plenty of bagged vacuum cleaners out there on the market to choose from, and I highly recommend investing in a good one. Now, I don't have a lot of high-end bagged vacuum cleaners, but if you really are serious about, making sure that your air quality is the best that it can be for you or your loved one who is battling a compromised immune system, these are the ones that I would really look at. Look at Riccar. Those are very high filtering and very well sealed machines. Look at SIBO. Those are honestly like hospital grade filtration. So those are very, very, very good. And look at Miele. Those three brands are expensive, but if you can at all afford it, those are your best options. Those have completely sealed filters, completely sealed compartments. Everything is very airtight and very well maintained um, and contained in the machine. Um, Now, if you are on a budget, you do the best you can, but again, look for bagged machines. Look for machines that have a very thick, high quality HEPA filtering bag. These are excellent. I mean, even if you have something like an old Kirby or an old Auric, you can get thicker bags like this that will filter very, very well. Will they filter as good as the ones that I listed? Probably not, honestly. But you're never going to get 100% out, away from escaping outside of, um, you know, those filters because they can only filter so much, but you do the best that you can. And, you know, it is better if you are the immune compromised, if you have somebody else in your household who is not. It is better for them to deal with changing the bag and cleaning the machine and stuff like that because you really have to be careful. Um, so that's just one thing that I want to let you know. But these Bissells with these Clean Fairy vacuum bags that are these high quality, thick HEPA filtration bags are outstanding. So if you are on a tight budget, this is the way to go. I would not use paper bags if you are dealing with an immune compromised situation. They do leak quite a bit more dust and they don't filter as well as these higher grade ones. And yes, it's going to be more expensive, but at the end of the day, if you or another member of your household is immune compromised, you have to do what you have to do to take that into consideration and make that a priority. Because getting very sick, not worth it in the long run, and it's going to cost you more in hospital bills and all that if something happens. So if you can make an investment in a very high quality bag vacuum cleaner with high filtration, if it's possible. If it's not possible, just look for the best you can. There are some on Amazon, such as Simplicity and stuff, that are in the $200 to $300 range that aren't quite so outrageous. That are honestly about the price of a Dyson or something like that. So if you're kind of in that ballpark of what a Dyson costs, I would look into those Simplicities and those higher filtering machines that use cloth HEPA synthetic bags, as well as sealed HEPA exhaust filters. You know, anybody who is immune compromised or knows somebody who's immune compromised knows how vital, you know, what they're exposed to is, and how vital it is to watch what they're exposed to. Um, and that goes for your vacuum cleaner as well. I mean, vacuuming is your first line of defense with the air quality in your home. And then, obviously you've got air purifiers and stuff, which I would highly recommend if you have like major immune, you know, uh, compromising stuff going on in your family. So, um, just one of those things to think about. Um, and again, for those who are in that situation, bagless vacuum cleaners, never, ever, ever a good idea. I never recommend that for those who have serious health conditions or weakened immune systems. It's just never a good idea. Um, you know, and these bagless vacuum cleaners may claim to be sealed and stuff, but over time the seals break down, and when you go to dump them, you're going to be exposed to all that anyway. And so it's just never a good situation, and I really would strongly urge you to just dump bagless vacuum cleaners altogether and just go right to bagged. I mean, and the bagged vacuum cleaners are going to last you longer, they're going to filter better, and they're really not all that much more expensive to maintain. In some ways, they're cheaper to maintain because they last longer. And a bag will last no less than a month. But in my house, they will last at least 3 months, if not 6 months. Um, so it's really not that big of a deal. And if your health's worth anything, sure, you may be able to save some money with a bagless vacuum cleaner, but you cannot put a price on your health. If you have a compromised immune system, you cannot be worried about that. Like, you just can't. Your health needs to come first, and um, that's just the way it is. And so you need to really just take that into consideration, because I think a lot of people don't really put a lot of thought into their vacuum cleaner when they're thinking about these things. They think, oh, well, I've just got to be careful and I've got to run air purifiers and stuff. But I think they completely miss one of the most important areas in their arsenal to fight against that, and that is the vacuum cleaner. And like I said, when it comes to that, just do away with bagless altogether. Just don't even consider it. Don't even look at it. Don't even, just don't. Because I guarantee you that the bagged vacuum cleaners are going to trap a lot more than a bagless vacuum cleaner ever will. Even the best bagless vacuum cleaners can never truly keep you away from dust. Now, bagged vacuum cleaners are still not perfect, but they're a whole lot better, and they're a whole lot more sanitary, and they keep a lot more out of your home that could be a threat to your health for those with compromised immune systems. Now, for the rest of the healthy people, it really is up to you. I would still prefer the bagged vacuum cleaners because they're easier to maintain and they're a lot less work. But for those who are healthy, you do what you want to do. But for those with a weakened immune system, or those who have a member in their household who has a weakened immune system, this is very, very, very important. You know, and I'm not talking about like somebody who is just sick. I'm talking about somebody who really has, you know, a weakened immune system where literally just about anything will like make them sick. That's what I'm talking about. And so those are just some things to think about. And I just wanted to bring that up, you know, to your attention because that's something I've not talked about. I mean, I've talked about, you know, why bagged is generally going to be a better option than bagless. But I haven't really harped on the importance of, you know, your health if you have a compromised immune system, which, you know, there's a lot of people who do, you know, have extreme compromised immune systems, and you really have to be careful. Now, like I said, for the rest of us, I wouldn't worry too much, although it never hurts to do your best to get the best filtration that you can. I mean, it always helps. I mean, even for the healthy people, it keeps your air cleaner, it keeps dust down, it keeps, you know, your machine lasting longer, it keeps your house cleaner. It just is overall a better option. But especially for the immune compromised, it is absolutely vital. It's not even an option. I mean, because you cannot be playing around with your health in those conditions. And so, and like, even if they're not the one doing the vacuuming, it still can affect them because stuff can still leak and not filter well, and you know, it's just not a good thing. So, you know, you have to really pay attention to that. And unfortunately, most of the time you're going to have to go online or into a vacuum shop to actually get a bagged vacuum cleaner that actually has good filtration. And obviously, I understand that everybody has their budget and stuff, but there are good filtering bagged vacuum cleaners in most price categories. You just have to kind of look around and you have to see what's out there. And again, this synthetic fiber material is your best option. And for most machines, they actually make that. Hoover has their bags, you know, that are this material, you know, and aftermarket ones that are this material. Bissell, I haven't seen a whole lot of them other than these Clean Fairy ones. Kirby has theirs. Auric has theirs. Riccar, Simplicity, Sibo, Miele especially. You know, they have very, very, very high-end filtration that does a very, very good job. So, those are just some things to really think about. Um, and, once again, bagless vacuum cleaners should never be a consideration in these situations, ever. And I know they're popular, I know they're common, but at the end of the day, if you have, a compromised immune system yourself or, in your household, they are not worth it. Not worth it at all. It's not worth, you having more health problems, more stuff circulating in your house and stuff, and you really have to be careful. So anyway, I think that about does it for this one. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that and give you guys some information. Now, obviously, this isn't your only option. You have multiple options to choose from. But, when it comes to your health, you've really got to pay attention to that and not just do whatever, because every line of defense that you have against things that can attack your immune system, when you're dealing with, a compromised immune system, is going to help. And it's very, very, very important. It's worth the $20 every 6 months for a pack of bags. It's worth, it's worth that. And that's a whole lot cheaper than a lot of medical bills because, you or your loved one keeps getting sick and coming down with something really hard because things are being recirculated in the air in your home and you're not actually getting rid of it. So, but, yeah, so hope this was informative and I hope you learned something from this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.